Welcome to Rise Up Voices from the Front Lines, your window into relationships, identity, safety, emotional awareness, regulation and intelligence, unleashed potential, passion and purpose.
Hello, everyone. Before we begin, I want to be clear. I don't diagnose, treat, or cure any psychological or physical disorder. The information in this episode is for educational and empowerment purposes only, and it's not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Please always consult your physician, therapist, or other qualified health provider with any questions you may have regarding a medical or mental health condition. Now, while I'm not here to replace your care team, I am here to walk with you on this journey. Over the years, I've worked with hundreds of women from all walks of life. I hold a master's degree specializing in trauma and over 100 specialized certifications that give me the tools, strategies, and resources to help you navigate your mental health journey. Whether you're working alongside your current providers or just beginning to untangle the complexities of diagnosis, care, and the realities of aging, my mission is to help you rise from the ashes of your experiences and step into a life that's truly on fire. Triple threat: living with bipolar disorder, ADHD, and persistent oppositional traits as an adult woman. Today, we're talking about a clinical intersection that's rarely discussed, often misdiagnosed, and profoundly misunderstood. Adult women living with the triple punch of BPD, ADHD, and persistent oppositional defiant traits. Now, on paper, these diagnoses each come with their own challenges. Together, it's like running 3 different operating systems on one piece of hardware, with each one randomly demanding control of the keyboard. And to make it more complicated, most of the outside world doesn't see the wiring, they just see the glitches. Let me introduce you to Emily. Emily is a high-performing project manager. When she's in a hypomanic upswing, she's literally unstoppable. Spreadsheets reorganized, 3 major deadlines crushed, emails answered in record time. But then there's a crash. ADHD's time blindness meets bipolar depression, and suddenly the bills are unpaid, the laundry is weeks behind, and Emily's boss is wondering if she's lost interest in her work. She hasn't. She's just stuck in a brain that can't push the start button. Layer on the oppositional streak, that part of her personality that bristles anytime someone says you need to, and now even well-meaning support feels like an attack. The result? She pushes away help she actually needs because it feels like control. Let me introduce you to Marissa. She grew up hearing she was too much, too loud, too opinionated, too stubborn. Now in her late 30s, she wears being right like armor. She'll debate her partner for an hour over whether the dishwasher loads more efficiently left to right or front to back. It's not at all about dishes. It's about control. That I'm always right stance didn't come from nowhere. It's a mashup of years spent fending off criticism, the argumentative defiance of her ODD traits, and the grandiosity of bipolar hypomania. When you've spent most of your life feeling misunderstood or underestimated, holding on to the certainty of your own rightness feels safe, even if it costs you connection. So here's the science behind the storm. Let's break it down. Bipolar disorder brings episodic mood changes, sometimes intense energy and optimism, sometimes exhaustion and hopelessness. ADHD adds constant executive function struggles, focus, planning, follow through, no matter the mood state. And then oppositional traits layer in a reflexive pushback to rules, demands, or perceived control. Individually, each disorder can impact relationships, work, and daily life. Together, they amplify one another. ADHD impulsivity can feed hypomanic risk-taking. Bipolar irritability can supercharge ODD-style defiance. The chronic stress of underperformance can fuel defensiveness and rightness posturing. So let's talk about Kara. She's a mom of two and a nurse. She's brilliant at thinking on her feet in times of crisis, but outside of emergencies, chaos. She forgets school forms, avoids answering emails, and reacts sharply if her spouse reminds her. Her hypomanic phases look productive. She reorganizes the entire house over a weekend, but then often leaves behind unfinished projects and frayed tempers. She interprets reminders as criticism, criticism as disrespect, and disrespect as a reason to withdraw, fight back, or push people away. Her friends know she's loving and loyal. They also know they have to tread lightly whenever they offer advice. That's the trickiest part. You can love someone deeply, but if this triad is in play, they may hear even the gentlest of support as control. So why is this so hard to identify? Many of these traits look like personality quirks or stress responses. Some women with this combination may seem outgoing and confident one week and withdrawn and irritable the next, because ADHD is often diagnosed late in women and ODD is rarely diagnosed in adults at all. This picture can be muddied for years. Sometimes the first thing that gets noticed isn't the ADHD or the bipolar, but the relationship conflict. So here's what you can look for if you suspect a partner or friend may be experiencing this triple threat. I'm not giving you a checklist to diagnose. That's for licensed clinicians. But here are patterns you might notice if someone is wrestling with this challenging trio. Mood cycles, distinct periods of elevated energy and decreased sleep, alternating with deep fatigue or low mood. Chronic disorganization, even in good moods, difficulty with time management, follow through, and prioritization. Authority sensitivity, strong negative reactions to being told what to do, even in small ways. Irritability as a default, frequent low-grade frustration or anger, not always tied to circumstances. An always right posture, persistent belief in their own correctness, especially in disagreements, and it's often tied to self-protection. Relationship ruptures, cycles of closeness and conflict, with arguments escalating quickly over seemingly small triggers. Help rejection, pushing back against offers of assistance and interpreting them as criticism or control. And then there's masking in public, which is appearing highly competent and composed in professional or social settings, and then collapsing into chaos at home. Living with bipolar disorder, ADHD, and oppositional traits isn't about a bad attitude or not trying hard enough. It's about a brain wired for volatility in mood, attention, and autonomy all at once. For the person living it, every day can feel like navigating a battlefield of expectations, both internal and external. If you recognize these patterns in someone you love, the most powerful thing you can offer isn't control or correction. It's understanding, curiosity, and a willingness to see the person beneath these defenses. Because for many women with this triad, the defenses are loud, but the longing for connection is louder. They just need to feel safe enough to let it be heard. So if this episode resonated with you, share it with someone who might need to hear it. And remember, we don't reduce people to their diagnosis. We are understanding and build bridges. Until next time, take care of yourself and each other.
Become a Rise Up Hero sponsor to provide mental wellness and crisis response resources for those who serve country and community. Join us in the Rise Up movement today.